how we turned this derelict property, which used to be a weed farm, into pound profit. How do you actually go about turning a property like this into profit? And it starts by being able to add value to the property. And how do we do that? We've got to increase the value through a massive renovation. Now, this property, very derelict as it looks right now, this is about how we can add the value through adding things like new windows. One thing I was wondering why some things in this property were done, like there's chrome socket points, but that wouldn't really make sense because the rest of it is like pretty old. So we've got like a mixture of new and old in here. Single glazed windows, which the single glazed windows, that didn't really make sense. But then we thought, well, if you're running a weed farm, the heat, maybe that was a reason why they were using the single glazed windows. So there's things like that. Another thing is that we've had to strip out all the walls. This is going to be a back to brick renovation. So what back to brick means is that when you've got a renovation and there's a lot of like old worn plaster, and it's these old type of what we call latham plaster, and not up to standard now in terms of construction. So there's all sorts of stuff in it, and it can essentially burn straight through. So like it wouldn't hit fire regulations anyway. So we're having to get rid of all of that and make sure that we can get up to the EPC standards. But this is a massive, massive room. You can't really see the height difference, but the height of the ceilings is absolutely massive. So we want to open up this space. Personally, I like it. We've found from our resale that it works as well. So if we're sending to the end buyer, it works. So take you over to the second reception area, or will be the second part of the room. Similar kind of thing here, back to brick, and we've ripped out everything. Obviously, ceilings have come out. We've got the chimney stack here. So we've got all of the plaster coming through on this. And you can see we've gone really back as far as we're going to go for now. We've got a bit more of the plaster to come off. And you might be able to see in some of the other shots, you can see the lather. It's not a good substance, put it that way. So let's go through to the bathroom and watch your head as you go in. So as you can see, the bathroom is made for somebody a bit shorter. This for such a big house, this is like a tiny, tiny bathroom. But we've still got to look at maximizing the space as much as possible. So we're gonna put more into the bathroom. So to make up for the fact that it's quite small, we'll make sure it's a really nice looking bathroom, and we'll put as much of our effort into that. So adding value here is going to be really, really crucial. So even though it's small, we've got to make it impactful because it's all we've got. And we're not going to be adding into the budget, adding extensions and things like that, because that's just going to really ramp things up. Is it really going to give us the return that we need for the area? We don't think so. So we're going to stick with what we got in terms of the bathroom, but maximize it as much as possible. Now let's go through to the kitchen. This kitchen, as you can see, has been ripped out, but we're going to go for a kind of standard kitchen that will be running along both sides of here. It's a bit narrow, actually. I'm guessing there's not much space once you've gotten in. I can't really picture what it was like before, but it's a good enough kitchen, it's a decent enough size, and for the area, it's not that bad. Like ultimately, we need to be looking at the comparables and what the comparables have done in order to hit the end value that they have. So we don't need to like smash things out of the water, spend too much money on the kitchen. If you are gonna spend money, kitchen and bathroom is the places you wanna spend, but we wanna make sure that we're hitting the right standard. So we'll probably put a nicer worktop in, and we'll make sure that the kitchen is nice and clean and fresh. So we're gonna go check upstairs now, and it's gonna be a bit tricky because there's not much stairs to get up. Okay, so bear with me. Right, okay. Oh my God! Come on up. So, bit of a track up there, right? As you can see, we've got bags and bags and bags of soil that has all come from right up there. Now, this is where the wheat farm was actually being operated from, is up in the attic. It is a full-blown operation up there. You've got vents, you've got all of the ceilings lined, you've got everything going. It always blows my mind. Like we've went on other projects where there's been weed farms. One of the projects that we looked at was a bank which was fully kitted out with weed farm, and the sophistication of these operations is absolutely insane. We've come in, most of our teams have just been working on moving the amount of soil that was up there. It's crazy. This will change, and I'll be excited to show you future videos where we have a full-blown transformation, making this into a lovely family home. So come on, let's go through to the first bedroom. Lard and plaster throughout, like you'll get another shot of that and you can see how bad this kind of stuff is. It's really bad, and it'll just go up like that. So if they did have any issues in the weed farm, there was ability to catch fire or anything like that, and the amount of lamps and everything that they got up there, it's quite a possibility that it could have caught fire. This house would have gone up like that. With this in mind, we've had to take all of that out, like I said, but we're stripping back everything. We've got all the wallpaper and everything off so far. We've got basically all of the brick down to back to the brick. So we've got a bit further to go, and we'll be then replastering, releveling everything out in here. We'll give it a nice finish throughout after we tore down all of these ceilings as well. We're right in it, in the thick of it, right in the rip out. But the project can move in really quickly. So let's go through into the second bedroom. So here we have the primary bedroom, or as it's known, the master bedroom. This room is a decent enough size. Like, these old Victorian style buildings are amazing. Like, height, you've got the height, like I mentioned, just like the downstairs. This is a decent sized room. Any family would be happy to be in this kind of size base as well. So like I said, we've gone back through tearing the walls. You can probably see different clips of that as well. Gonna go through carpet upstairs as well. And we're gonna give it a nice whitewash. Don't put too much on it. Allow the person who's moving in to put their own stamp on it once they come through. But this room, I'm happy with it. It's a decent size and one of the better properties that we've been able to purchase. So let's come through to the final room. So we're gonna get over all of this dirt, and we got sacks and sacks and sacks of this stuff, right? We've got rid of most of it already. So what can I say? It's a bedroom. Yeah, this is the smallest of bedrooms. We're doing the same as the other rooms. But what you've really come for is the numbers.
Purchase price for this property was £66,500. The refurb on the property we expect in the region of about £30,000. The stamp or land transaction tax, as it's known in Wales, which is at 4% for anything under £150,000, unless it's under £40,000. If it's under £40,000, there's no land transaction tax on that, was £2,660. The legal and finance costs we think in the region of about £5,000. All-in cost then is in the region of £104,000 and £160. What we then expect the property to end value, or the done-up value, so once we've done all the works, what the property could refinance at, and the valuation of the property in the region of about £130,000 to £140,000. So with that, we'd be able to pull out, and this is on a refinance, at a 75% loan to value. That means that you can, on the increased value, that end value that we've re-established because we've added value to the property, we can then pull out 75% of that in a remortgage because the property was purchased cash. So that would be £97,500 to about £105,000. Now that means that if we get the higher valuation that we think, then we get all of the money out. But it's going to see if we can actually do that, and I will do a further video on that. The rent then in the region of about £750 to £800. So what we need to do then is go and check if this actually turns out the way that we think. So we're going to do a video on that, and if it's already out, it's going to be right here. So go check that out, and they're going to go fact check the numbers of what we thought it would be and what we ended up doing to the property, and I think you'll enjoy that one. And we've also got other projects coming and releasing, so go check out the rest of the channel. I'll see you on the next one.